Hey everyone, Dan here. I've had a situation where I have this old minivan. It's a Honda Odyssey 2004, and I basically use it to transport my band equipment. Of course, I'm a musician, and I need it usually every weekend. Sometimes there's two gaps of a week or a couple weeks, and what's been happening is, even though I have a new battery in this old funky minivan, and I know the alternator works according to my car guy, my battery drains. And I take it back to my car guy, and he said, look, since you have an old vehicle, you may be experiencing a situation where the battery's draining on its own because things are going on electronically with your van. He just doesn't know. And he admitted that. He said what he found is that he basically disconnects the battery. And I said, oh, that's such a hassle because I need to have the wrenches. He says, no, there's this thing called a Deka 0091 quick disconnect terminal that I connect to your ground lead on your battery, and all you have to do is disconnect it after you've parked your vehicle. And if you're not going to drive it for a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever, just disconnect your battery and reconnect it, and you're good to go. You're not going to have any issues. So I tried this, and it works. And I think it costs like $12. It's on Amazon. I'll put the link down below. So if anybody out there has any kind of situation like this, this is how you do it. Now I'm going to turn this around and show you the process that I go through. Here we go. I told you my van was funky, didn't I? So what I have to do, since I disconnected my battery terminal, and so there's no electricity going on in my van, I need to open up with the key. So the electronic system won't work. So I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to excuse the inside of my van. It's totally dirty. I'm going to disconnect the hood, close this, and I'm going to do this with one hand since I'm holding the camera. I'm going to pick this up. It's kind of hard to do. There we go. Okay, so there it is. I've got it disconnected, so I'm just going to connect it like that. Turn it to lock it. There we go. Now I'm not going to put the hood down yet, but I will show you that I'll start it. And voila. There we go. And then when I want to disconnect it, just turn it off. Come back. Again, I'm doing this with one hand, where I thought I was going to need a bunch of wrenches to do this. And I just disconnect it like this. Put it off to the side like that. Done. Also, I need to lock it manually since I know I no longer have access to the electrical. There we are. It's locked and unloaded for the next week or two until I have my next gig. There we go. I hope this helped, and I'll put a link to the quick release terminal for the battery lead down below. Thanks. Hope you have a good one. I neglected to mention that the item that I use, the Deka East Penn 00191 lead quick disconnect terminal that I purchased from Amazon for $15 and change, was installed by my local car mechanic at a nominal fee. You can, of course, install this item on your own if you feel comfortable with dealing with a car's electronics and cables. Unfortunately, I do not, so I was happy to pay my mechanic. There are other options available, but I chose to go with this item since it was the item my mechanic suggested.